kayo, mga link, link para sa karangguan.
Nandito sa, ako lang, hatag lang ko balik.
Si Joy, kay Kwando, kumangod si Julia, so siya mo attend.
Dire, adak,
Ha?
nasa man ako ihatag.
Ako na forward niya sa po
Oh, yung,
forward na ko sa
di ba link dito sa imo?
Wala pa may link daw sa katong kuan?
Doon sa group chat sa safety coordinators.
Wala ka po.
Doon sa medical, nagpadamo ko sa
Ay, mo
medical.
ko yung Let's Meet?
Yung para
Sa Let's Meet, ano siya? Ano ko daw? Ito daw.
Good afternoon, everyone. We still have 4 minutes, no? Before we start 2 o'clock.
Good afternoon, Doc.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Sugod at ang mga gamay pa man ang mga atong expected na mga safety coordinators. Extend lang kung gamay mga 5 minutes before we start.
Noted, Doc.
Okay, good afternoon. It's already 2:05, no? So para at least makasugod tag sayo, then we can also finish early. So good afternoon. Ang target natin dito is the office safety coordinators, but I have also invited other people para at least marami-rami rin tayo, no? Okay, so welcome to our second meeting for this year for our office safety coordinators of MCIAA. Okay, we'll start with a short prayer, no, before we go to our main agenda. Okay, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Heavenly Father, for your glory, we come to you this afternoon asking for your blessing and help us as we are gathered here virtually. We pray for guidance in the matters at hand and ask that you would give us the grace of discernment and understanding and clearly show us solutions to any and all safety issues that we face this time. This we ask through Christ our Lord. Amen. Name the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. Good afternoon. So, change na ko yung slides. So just a reminder lang, no, please turn off your microphone kung hindi pa I think naman everybody naka-mute na lahat, no? Then kung pwede, you can mas mayo you can change your label, your name to ilagay lang inyong office name and your name, no, para at least maalam natin. But I'm still going to make a roll call after this, no? Initially, then at the end, I'll just ask sino pumasok na late. Clarifications and questions will be entertained during the open forum. So usually last na yan after our discussions. Then you can send your questions in the chat box if you like. Okay. Sige. So we'll call to order and magro-roll call na ako, no? So just acknowledge, no, kung andito kayo, if you're already present. For OGM, si Naomi Arcayan. Wala pa si Miss Naomi. Okay. Sa OCBS, si Miss Rosalie Rosit.
Present, Doc.
Okay, thank
Good
you.
afternoon, Doc.
Good afternoon. Sa legal, Via Marie Lumandas. Wala. Public affairs, si Sir Nick Carter Rivas.
I'm listening, Doc. I'm here.
Thank you.
Good
Yes,
afternoon.
thank you. Sa core plan, Ms. Rosario Casañares.
Present, Doc.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Sa BDCD, Mr. Florito Baguio Jr.
Present,
Wala.
Doc.
Sorry. Sorry
Hello.
paspas kaya kung okay. Sa internal, I think sa admin siya, no? Not IAU pala. Sorry. Grace Ann Vera.
Present, Doc.
Thank you. Miss Tess Ambray for SMS. Ma'am Tess.
Yes, Doc, present.
Okay. Thank you. For back, Miss Helena Vida Membrillas. Moragwa. Okay. Claudine Sudionko for OSH. Wala rin. For NY and PCC, Rafael Glenn Lim. Wala. For
Doc, present, Doc.
present. Okay.
Standby.
Thank you. Thank you. For One Stop Shop, Ma'am Maria Luisa Toscano. Wala pa. For sa ESSD, no, Ramonito M. Singkulan. Wala rin. For admin, Miss Mary Ann Garcia.
Present, Doc.
Yes, thank you. For sa HR, si Miss Julia Galamiton pero represented by Miss Joy Gabato.
Yes, Doc.
Okay, thank you.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon. For property division, Imagine Kilantang. Wala pa. For procurement, Rodilio B. Fernandez. Sir Rodilio. Wala rin. For GSD, Ray Angeli Villahermosa. Wala pa rin. Sa finance, Mr. Jason Concon. Wala. Okay. Accounting, Miss Perez, Gisa. Wala rin. Budget, Anthony Julie Carmel Carbonilla.
Present, Doc.
Okay, thank you. Cashiering, Cleope Opone. Wala. Okay, collection, Nino P. Nakwa. So wala. Operations, Ryan P. Ermac. Wala. Itod, Kirk Patrick Pasensya. Wala rin. Ditod, Carla Marie Ponce.
Here, Doc.
Okay, thank you. Agod, Waya B. Toscano. Wala rin. Daid, Noel Padillo. Nanyet. Engineering, Faith P. Cabarte, Engineering Office. Wala. Electrical, Analiza P. Ordaneza. Wala rin. Mechanical, Robertson R. Gades.
Present, Doc.
Thank you. Civil Works, Miss Crispina M. Luniza. Wala. ECD, Marie Win. Kita ko first siya kanina, no? Baka mas maganda may price siya kasi yung unang-una nakita ko. Marie Win Villaro.
Present, Doc.
Thank you. Shandy B. Velasco.
Present, Doc.
Thank you. Arnel S. Salva for ESSD. Wala. Okay. Jason T. Cabasa for PFD. Wala. ID and Pass, Tirso Sabihon. Wala siya. I think wala siya. Wala siya, nasa Bohol. Medical, Marine Etang.
Present, Doc.
Thank you. And last but not the least, si Mr. Nathaniel Alcares for RFD. Si Mr. Alcares. Wala. Okay. So medyo marami rin ang wala, no? Pero baka hopefully, no, they will be coming in bisa mo malit, okay ra, no? Okay? Sige. So we'll start with agenda. Kung ano agenda natin ngayon, no? So I will usually safety incidents, this will be the last, pero unahin ko na lang safety incidents karon para at least when we do the discussions, medyo dire-diretso na tayo, no? So safety incidents muna. I'm just going to, actually we don't have any incidents na what happened this April. Walang mga, sabihin natin, major or significant na incidents. But I will just present to you what I just presented yesterday with the OSH committee, yung ano yung findings ng atong AGF consultants when they did our on-site na assessment, safety assessment dito. Dito sa mga facilities natin, starting from the GenAV, fire base, doon sa TED, motor pool, and dito sa corporate building. Okay? Then after that, discussions tayo. We will just present two, no? Kasi medyo baka mahaba-haba na rin. You might get bored na later on. So ito parang bayad ko sa utang ko last time, no? Blood pressure. How do you take the blood pressure? Especially na we already disseminated or we had yung among mga BP na gikan sa facility, we had it distributed to most, no, or all of the offices na. So how do you take the blood pressure, no? Especially the preparation phase, no? And after that, may a little bit about nutrition. May kasama na rin video cooking by our nutritionist naka-assign sa atong facility, si Miss Sabe. Okay, then afterwards, kung may question kayo regarding blood pressure and nutrition, then we can put that in the open forum. You can raise that, you can raise it vocally, verbally, or through our chat box na lang. Okay? Sige. So unahin ko muna yung ating safety incidents. Ito ko muna ito. Okay, sige. So can you see my screen? Itong MCIA ISO 45000. So can somebody
Yes.
kita nyo? Okay. Okay.
Yes, Doc.
So
Makita
this
na, Doc.
is, okay, salamat. So this is the, sabi natin yung report, no, and result of what our AGF consultants found, no, during our gap assessment report last February and on-site safety assessment. Medyo bibilisan ko lang to kasi medyo mahaba rin to, pero for your information and good news, no, hopefully that you can also learn something from our mga findings nila. So based on our gap assessment sa atong based on the ISO yung mga requirements, no, medyo marami tayong major non-conformance, no, MNC, walo kabok. Pero hopefully that was February, no, so hopefully between February and today meron na corrected dito. So hopefully yung major becomes the minor, or kung hindi minor, mas na-conform na natin. Okay, meron tayong compliance. So 8 kabuok. Then for non-conformance, or we can say that this is a minor non-conformance, 6 kabuok. Then conformance, na-conform na natin are also 6. Then for observation is 2. Okay, so medyo marami-rami pa rin yung major non-conformance. So we will hopefully by baka May or June, we can already conform most of, if not all, no, sa hopefully all na, para wala na tayong problema once we start our audit, external audit. Okay, sige. So that's for the ISO gap assessment. Dito na tayo sa on-site, no? So this was done March, I think first week or second week of March. So just please note, no, that some of the findings na nakita by our consultants may have already been corrected by this time. No, some lang. Hindi ko sasabihin na lahat, no, pero sabihin natin na a few of them already have been corrected. Okay, sige. So first is kanisang we'll start with the general aviation. So the first dun sa taas, the top picture, this is in the general aviation first floor na siya, na doon dapit sa may office ng PNP, no? Sa PNP dapit na siya, kanang sa lobby pala, no? That's the left side. So there's a small room there. This is supposed to be for the OTS na office, pero ginamit muna nila as a parang storage. Pero yan, no, that's so no proper storage of serviceable and unserviceable items. So very important talaga, no, na if there are, lalo na sa offices nyo, kung meron kayong mga unserviceable items, it's either you put it somewhere na safe within your workplace, or kung di mada, you take it out na lang somewhere else, no? Or kundi labay, just put that back give it back to property para as a waste material na. So don't let any, kasi what will happen kung inyo nang sige butang-butang na hindi nyo or hindi nyo you don't mind, later on possibly there will be mga pests na mo live, no, puyo diha, then we will later have problems na. Okay, so better kung meron kayong mga unserviceable items, you make it consider that as waste material na, and give it back to property for proper disposal. Okay, next is the another for general aviation. Dito na sa second floor na to, no. This is the operation center. of our general aviation. And you can see, as you can see, nawala na yung kanilang bildo na yung glass unta, no, diha, because of Odette. Odette was the one who broke the glass there. So what happened is may nabili na gi-encircle ng consultant, yung may nabilin pa na glass diha sa taas, no? So that is a possible na accident prone na potential accident, no? If it breaks off accidentally also. So baka may simba ko na yung mga tao sa ubos, then nag-break ang glass, so that can cause injuries. Okay, so unta, no, we can have our civil works or mas mayo civil works na mo tangtangon din ng glass diha para to prevent accident. Then the lower picture, this is electrical na siya na problem. This is below underneath the table of kaning, nakita nyo dito sa middle picture, may table na puti. No, underneath that, there is kaning exposed na wirings, outlet na siya. So this is a possible na ang accident can be short circuiting and electrocution. Ano? So especially kung this is because kaning area dito is already exposed to water, to wind, to any kind of weather, especially water, no? Baka pasukan ng tubig yung area, then that can cause later an electrocution. No? We don't know. Okay. Next, on top, this is actually hindi man ingon nato na urgent kain siya, no? Pero again, no proper storage of serviceable. So ilan lang kaning metal furring kani siya, kaning I think brown ang color ani. This is actually part of the partitioning of within the office, partition walls na siya of the cubicle, and naguba. So kanina lang nabilin yung metal furring during after the Odette. So better na lang nakuha na yun siya, no? Say wala may function diha. So it's better na ihatag dayon or imuna siya waste material to property or i-dispose na lang, no, sa immediately to property para wala na yung problema. So magamit pa ng space diha. Okay, then next is another no proper storage, no? Ito is outside, second floor gihapon na siya of general aviation. It is outside, no? Murag na siya terrace diha sa gawas sa second floor, and ang kani siyang picture ani that is the naguba na antenna. Naguba na antenna na I think ECD, our electronics communication division already knows about this. Ang ato na lang is kinahanglan kuhaon din siya or i-consider na siya as kung di na magamit, then unserviceable, then bring it back immediately to property. Para at least magamit din to, no, and just para at least limpyo gud ang area diha, no? Okay, as of the last time we went there last Good Friday ngadto May, napagihapon, and this was March pa ni siyang picture, and we went back April yung during Good Friday, napagihapon diha ang hazard. Okay, another one is general aviation, no fire. Actually, this was already corrected by our RFD, no? So, nakita nila itong fire extinguisher is already, sabihin natin, expired na. No? Medyo nanak ko na yung mga rust sa iyang sa body. And so they already condemned this, no? So wala na to. They already changed it. Then pero meron na rin inspection tag, no? So mao na actually that's the finding na sinabi ng consultant, no, sa walang tag, inspection tag. So they already corrected that. So this is already closed, no? Okay, next. Another one, so general aviation. This is the second floor on top of the lounge, yung terminal lounge nila sa general aviation. So yung ceiling, kita nyo, may guba, no? This is also because of Odette. And this one is a tarpaulin, naghihimo nila kanang, what do you call this? Kanang tarpaulin, naghihimo ceiling. So this is unsafe. Nga naman, unsafe na siya kay kung magkuwan, tulo, no, then that can destroy or damage anything underneath, no, yung kung na ay mga equipment. Okay, there also kaning tarpaulin, this is not the proper sealing material, no, kasi kung may butas pa rin dun sa roof, then may tubig that will collect on the tarpaulin, and the tarpaulin might collapse, no, and problema gihapon later on, no, sa tubig gihapon na makadamage sa mga equipment. Not only equipment but also could be furniture and others, no. Just like the same dito sa right side, no, tarpaulin gihapon. Pero they say this is actually this is just a band-aid, pero this is not still a good na band-aid band-aid treatment sa problem. So mas maayos na naagunay, and we can report that, no, as a safety hazard. Okay, next is itong may mga chemicals, no, especially paints, no, nagibilin lang. Now, if you have paints in your workplace, especially sa mga workplaces na medyo may mga trabaho pa or construction or painting activities, do not let them leave it somewhere near your food. So kanisang area dito sa i-encircle nila, beside that is murag table na siya para sa pagkaon. So this is not the proper storage for paints, no, and other chemicals. If you have to store it because meron pa yan, yung gagamitin pa at a later time, you store it somewhere else. Kung pwede ilagay nyo sa box na lang, then seal the box muna before then transfer it to a safe place, no? So anything, kasi itong paint, there is, sabi natin, baka may mga volatile chemicals na siya. Volatile meaning mahimo na siya gas or mist, no? When they are exposed to the air, and baka later on mo transfer na siya sa pagkaon, no? Then that can contaminate your food, and later on di man immediately ang effect possibly baka later on sige expose ang food, sige kaon doon sa exposed contaminated food, and later on you will get the any illness, no? Okay, and just the same as below, no, dito sa baba na picture, hindi sakto na storage chemicals. Okay, next is itong window cover, no? So this is the same area doon sa, actually that's still the second floor, and ito pa lang, second floor na yan, doon on top of the terminal lounge, no, of the general aviation. This is where our APD personnel are. I think may radio room sila dyan, plus they also have quarters. So kanisang plastic cover, this is just another temporary or band-aid na solution to the glass that was destroyed by Odette, no? Actually, this is part of the rehabilitation project ng atong engineering department, pero ang problema kay nahunong kay tungod sa election, so we will still have to wait for another how many months, sabi May, June, could be July na ma-activate or mahimo ang kaning rehabilitation, and still atong long time kasi baka by June baka meron na tayong mga storms umabot, typhoon, and we know that current typhoon karon is not only hinahinay, no, usually medyo kusog-kusog, especially going to Cebu, medyo kusog yung uban, no? And so this can be a hazard later on, kay kung pananglitan kusog ang hangin, matangtang yung plastic, then that can be an FOD, because beside that or outside of that is already the taxiway and also the runway, going to the runway. Okay? Palihog, Daniel, palihog lang i-mute ang imong mic. Okay, thank you. Unya, another one is kaning door, may glass door doon the same area sa mga atong APD na quarters and communication room or radio room. Meron silang glass door dito, pero ang problema kay naguba ang glass door. I don't know why they persisted, no, gipadayon gihapon nila, pero unta gitangtang na lang na kay murag unstable naman yung glass door, and they just have it murag band-aid treatment again, gigamit ng aluminum wire para at least makontrol yung kaning glass door. So that's not that's not a safe, no, kay baka maputol ang aluminum wire, no, or what happened dyan sa aluminum wire, matangtang, then that can cause accident, no, to a person, or madamage kung unsay na yung mga equipment diha, no. So most possibly, recommendation is tangtangon na lang ang door unless there is a very, very specific na reason why do we need to have it nandyan pa rin yan, no? Kung walang specific reason, then I suggest tangtangon na gid siya. Para wala problema po. Okay, along the way, so may nakita na mga electric utility poles, which is still naapagyapon, no? Because again, this is part of the rehabilitation project of our engineering. Problema lang ana, there are some electric utility poles na murag nilapas na gyud sa fence, no, going outside, and there are also wires along that area. So wires na possible na connected sa mga balay outside, no. So kung pananglitan matumba na gyud ang electricity utility poles, and that mo niya mada ang mga wires, no, outside, and we have another problem, no. So that could be, di natin alam, baka ang reputation po sa airport, no, na madapod ang reputation na di maayong pag simba ko, no, na nato nang gipasagdan lang, no. We're just waiting for an accident to happen before we react, no. So I suggest kung pumadara, we try to look for a way, no, possibly lagyan natin ng parang sandiganan para hindi mo us-us pa ang move yung utility pole, no, instead of just leaving it there. Okay, rescue and firefighting na to, no, hanging cable wires. So ito, no, sa fire base na siya. So these are all these are not electrical wires, no, these are all, I think, communication cables na siya. So medyo hugaw, no, so it's better na lang, kung better na ilan na i-clamp na lang into one para at least dili kay lalo na kung kusog ang hangin, ana-ana ang wire, no. So kung at least kung imo nang usahon lang nimo, no, you just inyo ng ana ng usa ka orag sa tape, no, electrical tape, para hindi so everything can be in one area lang, hindi magsigig move to other parts. Okay, this another one sa fire base, no. So dito na yan sa kanilang murag physical exercise area, exercise room, medyo at least I think hugaw. This is also because of Odette. Okay, another one here, murag anay uban nang gi-correct na nila, no, except for this ubos, no, kay kanisya hadok sila ani kay there's a chance na baka matumba pa gyud ni siya if they try to move it, no. So there might be accidents. So ang ato ng corrective action dire is to seal off that area, kay para dili walay makasuna bisag kay there are times na baka may mga bata, no, mga family members of some of our personnel there, baka musod then magduwa-duwa, no. So it's better na we seal that off. Kumada kanang naay yung parang police na cordon para at least dili that could be para at least mahibaw-an na this is sealed off because of accidents, no. It might cause an accident later on. Fire base gihapon, this one is doon sa kanilang communication sa taas, doon for emergencies, no. So medyo this one is hugaw, and possibly this medyo disorganized yung kanilang cables, no. So we already suggested na mas maayo nagyo na checking of these kanilang mga cables nila o equipment. There are some equipment that is almost mga 120 years old na magamit gihapon, pero baka kailangan na ng check up para at least di makit-an dayon kung ay gubaonon na or there are some parts na that needs to be replaced, no. There are also equipment na medyo bago pa, mga 2 years old. So okay pa yan, pero we suggest it's better na there is what you call a monitoring of their serviceability of their radio communication. No, if there's kung naanagid sila scheduling ana, especially kanang medyo major ang repair or major ang check-up, then yeah, they have to have a backup radio communication equipment para at least kung mawa na siya, there is still somebody that can monitor ang kung na mga emergencies. So importante plano ra din siya, no, planning, so that there will be less problem in the future. Okay, if we just leave it like this, then most possibly there will be, chances are, no, na gyud na yung maguba na wire, and they might need to troubleshoot. Madugay-dugay po kung madugay-dugay pag yung troubleshooting no, especially kung ang wires disorganized, di kay klaro, no. So siya. Another one is kaning dili properly stored kaning mga, again, no proper storage of serviceable and unserviceable items. So itong may metal furring and trash bin in an area, I think is in the CR, no, sa ilang CR sa fire base. So patangtangon, dali ra man na kuhaon naman na siya, and put that in a place, appropriate na place for this, no. Especially the trash bin, pwede man na ibutang somewhere else, no, na hindi tupad ng murag kani siya is murag na siya sink, no, sa mga panglimpyo, sa kanang hand washing and others, no. Okay. Next, kaning TED sa motor pool. So medyo, again, unserviceable items found beside the chemical tanks. So very unsafe gihap na siya, no? Especially chemicals, unserviceable items there, that there could be mga we don't know, no, lalo na kaning mga, I think this is na mga debris na siya gikan kang Odette. So I think better is to take out the chemical tanks from that area, baka matumba ang, baka may matutumba diyan na mga kaning items, no. Kaning mga, I think these are frames, mga metal frames ni siya, no. So better to separate them, palayo lang, no, from this area, if they cannot dispose pa kaning mga debris. And down here sa Ubos, we already have, this is again motor pool. Kita nyo may total na barrel. And I think this inside, there is still inside mga chemicals ni siya. And if you know that sa on top are personal effects, no. So if there is, I don't know, I will not conclude na meron may suod ni siya. Pero what if kung may suod ni siya na chemical, then you're using it as for your personal effects, no. Tungtungan sa imo it's not good, no. It's an unsafe na condition, or okay, better maghimo gyud maglain, no, table na lang or somewhere, or kundili kung way sod okay ra, no, as long as limpyo pod ang kaning baril ani. Pero ang another issue dito is there kanisang tao dire, I'm not sure kung saan siya, no, pero this person here is smoking during that time na niabot ang kanang consultant. And I think everybody knows na meron tayong smoking area, and if you are smoking near a chemical kanang container with chemicals, and that is a no, hindi yan safe, especially if we don't know what type of chemical. If you are near a chemical and you don't know what type of chemical is that, kung flammable ba na or flammable or non-flammable, better to consider that as a flammable unless may evidence na non-flammable na siya, no. And since we are also in I think all parts of the airport, if I'm not mistaken, is already as non-smoking area. No, baka kung meron tayong smoking area, gamay na lang area niya, no, mga pilara ka, there should be nobody smoking within 10 meters from any entrance of a government facility. So general na siya na guideline. Okay, so pero akong suggestion, wala na mag-stig smoke, no, umada. Better na if you want to smoke medyo malayo na lang, away from the facility. Okay. Ted gihapon, so may mga obstruction along the probably yung path sa mga tao, no, obstructed by some of the equipments. Then no proper storage of cleaning and sanitizing materials. So I hope naman baka I don't know kung na correct na ba ni sila, no? So hopefully, pero we haven't yet checked back or went back to this area. So probably within these days, within the near future, baka balik na among tan-awon, balik na kung na-corrected ba or di pa. I think this is sa STP ni siya, if I'm not mistaken. No? Ito pang sa baba, no? Itong chemicals on top of the, I think, cabinet ito. So this is a no-no gihapon, no? We do not want, baka mahulog na siya, baka gamay ra na movement sa cabinet, hulog dayon na siya. And baka matamaan pa ang tao, no? There is if somebody is standing beside the cabinet. So better kuhaon gyud na siya and put that, you know, on the floor. Kung unsa, butang yun sa box yun na siya para at least it's away from any person or isolated, no, from other people, and should be away from that area kung asa may mga tao. Okay, meron ba? Meron pa. Ito na sa corporate building. So these are wires, no? No proper housekeeping of cable wires. Okay, so I think these are very common, no? So mas mayo as a safety coordinator for everyone, no? Safety coordinator kayo, tignan niyo inyong mga cables diha, no? So there should be no cables that are kanisya like this, no? Na murag ni out na siya from the, it probably sabi natin nag-obstruct na siya sa agianan sa tao, no? So kung mada, try to move the computer. Kung mada pa, no, try to move the computer away from that area or try to manage the cables, no, para hindi mahimo like this. Okay, and down here, you know, maghihimo kanang medyo kaning mga wires daghan kaayo nahimo sa in electrical term pa nimo nag-octopus na siya, no. As much as possible, we bantay lang ani, no, especially kung dagang kayo mga gi-plug, no, okay, especially kung mga luma na kaning inyong mga extension, okay, there's a chance baka na ay short circuit or whatever, no. So peligro na siya. Okay, again, one of the mga chemicals na near food, I think cleaning materials are seen under the countertop. And if the countertop is the mga pagkaon, and you have chemicals, cleaning chemicals or cleaning materials underneath, that is still not proper, no? O lagay na lang ninyo sa box na siya, then put it somewhere. Like baka pwede nyo lagay dito sa plastic kaning container para ma-isolate yung cleaning materials. Okay, kanipod mga tubig, no? May tubig, tapos beside the tubig, kanang mga, I think this is for drinking, and beside that are kaning mga chemicals gihapon. So this is not the proper storage, no? Okay, sige. So the last picture na, so we go back again to GenAb, no? So I have already emphasized this sa Mancom na kailangan kaning sa GenAb na operation center, we should try to look for a way na hindi ma-expose yung mga chemical communication equipment from weather and water and wind, kasi we don't know, no, kay kung simba ko na bagyo in May or June, pasok ang tubig dito and if they leave it like this, pasok ang tubig dito sa area, then this becomes non-functioning na, and I am not sure if they have backup communication equipment. Kung walang backup, so it will be very hard, no, for our GenAb personnel to communicate between them and ang mga eroplano and other offices, no. So mao ni ang problema dire. So if we have to wait pa for the rehabilitation program project, So one of the things we can suggest here is to transfer this kaning mga equipment and other very important materials. Meron pa naman sa first floor na open diha o way gamit ba. So mao ni among suggestion no sa OSH committee to transfer this communication equipment downstairs para dili maguba because of water entering this operation center area. Okay, so that is for our assessment, no? Safety assessment sa airport. Okay, sige. So ako lang kwaon ni. I'll go back, no? So wait lang ha. Sige. For a while, I'll go on mute, ha? Okay, sige. So next, our next topic, no, or next part of our meeting is as from the we already finished with safety incidents, no. We go with discussions or mini lectures, no. So again, I'll be the one to present for the blood pressure measurement. Then later on, si Ms. Sabe will be the one talking about nutrition. Okay, unahon sa nakong blood pressure. Sige. So, as you all know, no, meron na kayong mga BP sa inyong mga offices. And one of the things na possible na baka sabihin nyo, bakit lagi mataas yung akong blood pressure every time I check my BP, no? So, one of the factors is your preparation, no? Preparation before you have your BP. Okay? BP measurements using your digital blood pressure monitor. So meron akong ginawa na mnemonic dito para at least hindi malimtan, no? And I call this as factors gihapon. Factors without the O, no? FACTRS. So this just sabihin natin basic lang to, no? So number 1 is kailangan when you when you check your BP, you should sit down properly. Hindi pwede na naka D4. Hindi pwede you're slacking, no? Slacking, that means mura kag higda, no? So you put your feet flat on the floor, no? Murag more or less naka-relax ka. Okay, that's letter F. Then letter A, what is that? Upper arm. Your upper arm, this one here, should be level sa imong heart. Okay? So kana siya. Why not? Hindi pwede taas, hindi pwede paubos pod sa imong heart. Nga naman, when you put your arm above your heart, bababa yung inyong blood pressure. So, gusto nyo, kung talagang gusto kong high blood ka, if you like to lower your blood pressure, no? Bababa, you put your arm above. Pero hindi, that's not already your accurate na blood pressure. Pag nasa ubos po ng imong arm, your upper arm, level below your heart level, musaka po ng imong blood pressure. Okay, so to get a proper measurements imong BP, it should be level to your heart. Okay, number 3, your clothing, your sleeves. Okay, better kuwaon yun na siya. No, you have to take it off. Mas mayo kung nasa clinic part ka pa, kuwaon yun tanan. No, pero kung hindi pwede, ani na lang, kuwaon ng sleeve. Pero that kailangan po ang sleeve sa inyong cloth or sa inyong shirt should not be kanang huot kaayo. Okay, that we can also increase the blood pressure because that will press on your artery, the one that we're going to measure. No, so kailangan medyo loose gihapon. Kung if you cannot do it, if you cannot huot gihap, maghuot, you cannot take off the clothes, then akong sadya kung kuway lain, just leave it na lang. No, just leave it na lang. at least then you just put the cuff, no? Ang cuff ang tawag nato ana sa doon sa mo cover diri sa upper arm is part of your blood pressure apparatus. Okay? Now, next is no talking. Do not talk when you are measuring the BP. Lalo na kung ang inyong ang topic ninyo medyo exciting kaayo, no? So don't talk while you're just waiting. You're just going to wait. Sabihin natin pinakaduga is 1 minute, no? So if you can stop talking for 1 minute, then better, no? Than talking. Kay musaka din ang blood pressure mo if you are doing the talking. And that some BP apparatus, digital BP, that can also sense if you are talking. So mag-error yan kung alam niya na you are talking. Okay? Letter R. Ang saan eh?
Sa'yo kung nabutan ni sa
Okay, letter R is you have to rest for 5 minutes, no? So before you have your BP, pa-rest muna ka, lalo na if you are walking, you went outside or gikan mo sa gawas, so ka sa inyong office, then medyo kapoy pa or medyo kanang pump up ka pa. So rest muna for 5 minutes. That will lower your blood pressure and that can give you an idea kung okay, mauna, no? Rest for 5 minutes. You can go up to 10 minutes if you like, no? Kung you have time. Pero 2 minutes, pwede rin. If you like 2 minutes, kung di. Pero kung madaan yung 5 minutes, mas better, no? And the last is to sit upright, no? Sit upright is kaning tao. There is atong picture, if you can see, no? This is the proper way to sit down while you are when you have your BP check. Okay? Okay, direta sa right side, meron pang ibang additional, no? Aside from the factors. Number 1, no food or drink for 30 minutes. So before you have your BP, you just have to try to remember, may kinain ba ako? Did I eat something before mga 30 minutes ago? Kung may nag-breakfast ka, 30 minutes, less than 30 minutes pa, wait muna. Especially if you took coffee, no? Coffee or something, may mga caffeine, because caffeine can increase your blood pressure. Okay, another one is salt, no? Salty foods can also increase your blood pressure. So mas maayo na you just wait for a while. If you can wait for 2 hours, kasi after eating, medyo matagal pa yung 2 hours pa man before the food goes down to your intestines from your stomach. So wait mo na lang for 2 hours kung okay ra. If you feel bad, no? If you feel na you feel illness or you're sick, no? Better check up na lang ka sa clinic compared to waiting, no? Pero if you feel okay pero you ate something salty, unya na lang, no? If you can wait. Anyway, di man yung nato na emergency na siya. Another one is emptying your bladder. So kung kaihon pod ka, do not take your blood pressure. Nga naman, because there is what you call a sympathetic na siya na nervous system na siya. If your bladder is naka-stretch na siya because you have full bladder na, dagang ay imong pantog, no? Yung urinary bladder, the sympathetic system of your nervous system, magsige na siya kanang trying to tell you that you need to go to the CR, and that can also affect the blood, yung circulation nimo, yung heart rate nimo, and that can also increase the blood pressure, yung sympathetic nervous system. So that is the reason why you should empty kung kaihon ka, go to the CR, take off the urine, then go back, then rest for a while, then take your blood pressure. Okay? Ano pa? Yun lang, no? So that's yung mga very important na preparation, because many people, they go have your check-up, then medyo mataas, then they will already think na, uy, mataas kong blood pressure. And you have to think, sakto ba akong preparation, no? Prepare first. You just at least kung naka-prepare ka, then that will take out the anxiety later on na high blood man ko, no? And possibly other doctors are also kanang sabihin natin, they don't also advise our or nurses also, no, na they don't advise their patients na rest muna, check. So meron na tayong parang guideline dito, no, so at least you already know what you should do before you have your blood pressure. Okay, so when you take your blood pressure, so nakuha na yung blood pressure, you know already your BP reading, no? So may dalawang yan numbers, no? The above number is what you call somebody may alam kayo kung ano yung number, what do you call that number above? Anybody? Baka may sa inyong chat. Kung may nag-chat na unsay pangalan sa number on top of the blood pressure reading.
Systol.
Unsa? Way labot ang medical, ha? Kana lang mga non-medical kay bawo na gyud ang medical ana.
Doc.
Systolic.
The systolic blood pressure, no? And below that is what you call the
Diastolic.
diastolic. Okay, systolic meaning pag press ng heart, no, kasi ang atong heart when it pumps, muana man ang atong artery pod mo compress para mo move yung atong blood, no? Then diastolic is the resting phase. So mo rest pod na ang mag-rest ang heart, resting pod ang mo dilate pod ang atong mga blood vessel para musod na pod ang sunod na part of the blood, no? So ana na siya. So kana siya mao na ang systolic, ang diastolic. Nya meron tayong classification dito. Ang SISTI lang aning classification is, do you need to check to have your blood pressure? Do you need to be monitored? Do you need to be treated? No, so depende na sa classification. So if you see here, may optimum tayo, no? Optimum is between 90 to 119 systolic and between 60 to 79 diastolic. So that is the optimum. That's what is our target. Ang target yun nato na siya. Pre-hypertension is 120. So do you need to be treated o sa optimum? No, hindi you're not needed to be treated, no? Pre-hypertension 120 to 139 millimeters of mercury systolic, 80 to 89 millimeters of mercury diastolic. Do you need to be treated? Not yet. Pero bantayan na yun ang inyong blood pressure. Okay, and hypertension is more than or equal to 140/90 systolic over diastolic. Okay, so that is the time that we will start to give you medication. Pero may pero pa rin to. It doesn't mean that if you get your blood pressure, nakita nyo, 140/90 man ko karon, then this is your first time pa, no? It doesn't mean na kailangan bigyan ka ng medication. Not yet, no? If this is your first time, ang gagawin ng doktor, kung kay bawag yun ang doktor, hopefully kay bawag yun, hindi siya na automatic maghatag dahil ng pal, ipa-monitor mo ninyong blood pressure. So tanawon sa nato, tomorrow you come back or 2 days after come back. Then we will note your blood pressure na. So 140/90. Balik ka sa 2 days after. So tignan natin blood pressure. So sabihin natin nag 130/90. Sige, okay pa. So then next time na po, sabihin natin 150/90. So we average that 130, 140, and 150. Pila na? 140. Na meron tayong 90, 98. I forgot man, kalimutan ko na. Pero if it is anything, kung average nimo is 140/90 or above, that is already a sign na baka high blood na yun ka, you're hypertensive na, and you need to be treated na with medication. Okay, so that's how we diagnose hypertension. We don't immediately give you medication unless na for the past, sabi natin months, no, or years, or sabi natin bisag 1 month lang ago, you had your blood pressure na high blood ka, then balik na pud ka mga 15 days after, then another 15 days taas gihapon, then we can start your blood pressure medications na. Okay, then
Doc,
yes sir. Yes sir.
kani bang sa pre-hypertension doon na tayo maintenance niya ni os dili na high blood ang atong
Yeah.
reading sa
Very-
atong
yeah.
blood pressure.
Yes, sir.
Pwede tang mo abstain sa una tag tumar sa atong daily
Dili,
maintenance
sir.
nga. Ha?
Really, sir. That's not the uh, as long as start na gyud blood pressure medication na gyud ka, we always that's you're already considered as high blood pressure, hypertensive mostly for the rest of your life na yan, sir. Kay kanang usually
Amo ba?
yes, sir. Because most of the time kung imo nang ihunong bubalik na pud sa ka imong blood pressure. And for some people, peligro na siya, no? Kay mukalit lang sa kabalik ang blood pressure, that can cause later on baka may complicated na with stroke or other problems, no? So that's the reason why we give time pa not for monitoring. Kung if we are in doubt na baka may nangyari lang something na mao na nakakos ng high blood, then later on nagpa-check up normal na po, the normal na po gihapon sa sunod, then most possibly na is something that happened during the first niya na check-up sa BP na ni Saka. So that's the reason why hinay-hinay rami gud mi, no? Na di gud mi automatic maghatag tambal for that purpose. So kung kapila na ka nagpa-check up niya, high blood gihapon ka, bisag mao na, no? Then you're already hypertensive. You're considered hypertensive unless na naagonay something like there is what you call a secondary hypertension, and this is caused by something inside your body that caused the hypertension, your blood pressure to go up. So kung may mga especially may kidney problems, no? May mga kidney problem or thyroid problems na musaka gyud ang blood pressure because of sa mga babae kasagaran mga hyperthyroid na sila. Musaka gyud ang blood pressure nila. So that's kung ilang ato nang i-treat ang kaning ilang hyperthyroid, muusos mapud ang blood pressure nila because it's really because of the thyroid na problem. So that's what you call secondary hypertension. That's it's because of something. Pero most of the time, mga patients natin na high blood, walay mga explained or we cannot explain that with just one cause, no? Usually may mga contributory factors na like most of the time we always think na baka it's because of my family history. Akong mama, akong papa, high blood, no? It's not really, no? It's a very, very small amount lang yun. Mga sabihin natin, mga 5 to 10% are due to genetics, no? Most of the time, number one is dietary yun. Very, 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 very important ang diet na to. And next is your stress. The stress, no? Ako, personally, stress, no? Akong hypertension is stressful. Dugay na kaya mauna na. So because of the years that came by na because of stress, namurag na high blood na gyud ko, no? Mosos na lang kung if I take my blood medication, mga anti-hypertensive medications. Okay? So later na lang.
Doc,
yes, sir.
another question, Doc.
Yes, sir.
Talking about kanibang sa medication, are you recommending for approval kanibitang serpentina nga dahon, Doc? Pait-pait mo na.
Yes, sir. Herbal man, sir.
Ayun.
No? Dahon-dahon.
Herbal,
Ako, no? So, yes, sir.
Pumol sa init tubig.
What kind? O sa nga sa dahon, sir?
Serpentina.
Serpentina.
Serpentina, Doc.
Tanaon pa nato, sir. No? I'm not sure sa kana siyang unsay effect ng serpentina kung para good, sabi niya for high blood pressure good, sir, or could be for general.
Yes.
Okay.
High blood. One. That is
tanaon, sir, no? We have to be very careful, especially if we are not sure sa unsay effects sa atong lawas. Kay na yung mga herbal in quotation mark na they can be considered also as medical medicines, no? Especially may mga may effect yun sa lawas na kung you have to take it in a big or sabi natin more than the recommended amount, madaot gud atong lawas na, no? Yung naiban may mga herbal medicine. So we'll try to look at that, no? We'll try to research kung sakto, kung okay ba, sir, kung how if it is okay. Kay most of the time kana mga herbal, if you take it nga may mga effect sa lawas, ang number one madaot ang kidneys, no? Madaot ng kidney ana. So As of now, akong suggestion lang sir, unya na lang if we can hold it for a while, then we can check kung nabay mga effect ana sa atong lawas. Then I will have akong mga doctors will try to check kung okay bang serpentina, no?
Okay, Doc.
Pero
Thank
if
you,
you
Doc.
try
Thank you.
to ask other doctors mo numero unong against good sila sa mga herbal kay ako I'm very open man pod, no? I will not say na di pod maayo kay na yung mga herbal pod na maayo, no? Probably hiyang lang sa mga tao pod, depende na sa tao. Na uban mo effect, may effect, na uban wala pod. So depende na rin sa tao na siya. Okay, sir?
Thank you, Doc. Thank you, Doc.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay, second motion no regarding po sa gi-mention ni Sir Arman katong serpentina, so far murag para na ko effective siya kay magigamit sa ako ang partner. Then ang mga katiguangan po Duki dito sa GSIS, wachicho. Una ilahang ginahatag po in terms of alternative medicine.
Oh, sige. Okay ra, no? As long as mo na-effect, then ang effect is good for you. Pero ang question lang ana is how effective enough for a long term, no? Okay. There are times na baka may mga effect na later on na we don't know, no? That's the reason why we are as a doctor or doctors also are very wary sila or careful kayo sila na they don't suggest na mga herbal because number one, we don't know what will happen after several years, no? Okay lang, baka pala in the first few months, kikita may effect. So, what happens later on? Mauna ang question po, no? Just to be fair lang po sa doctors, no? Kaya na ibang mga doktor na numero uno, good, hindi good sila ganahan sa mga herbal. Pero, there's also effect po, no? Na good effect po ng herbal. Pero, mostly of the time, if you only eat lots of green leafy vegetables, bisag dili pa herbal kaning mga spinach, kaning kangkong, spinach and others, that's already very may iba na plant-based diet agad sila. So that can also lower not only your blood pressure but it can also lower your blood sugar, no? Makontrol mo blood sugar with plant-based food. Okay, so we can talk later on in a more comprehensive, no? Medyo mahaba, it will take time na kaning kay dagan wapo po about nutrition, no? So probably our ako lang, no, for your para at least information lang ninyo, no? Okay, your BP, your digital BP, no? Ang sod ana is mounted sa right side, no? It has an air pump, it has an air valve, and a sensor. Ang sensor niya is it will sense yung artery, yung walls ng atong artery, yung blood vessel nato na diha ang tubig, ang dugo, no? That will sense murag na siya vibration sa artery. So kaning atong mga blood pressure, yung manual ba o kaning digital blood pressure, this is what you call this is not what you call a very accurate na siya. If you want to have an accurate blood pressure, kailangan maglalagay tayo ng needle talaga. Ilalagay sa artery ni mo niya, tanawon din ang blood pressure. That's the most accurate. Pero what we are doing now is what you call estimated blood pressure. No, it's outside the body. No, so we are only using our senses most of the time. Also the BP, no, sa digital BP, mga may vibration lang na chine-check nila. Tapos may mga So this is a very sabi natin not pero what else can we do, no? Kay magamit, no? Unless you want to put a needle inside your body just to check your BP. Sir Arman, palihog lang i-off yung imong microphone.
Sorry, Doc. Sorry.
Okay lang, sir. Okay. Sige, baka hopefully you can see this one, no? This is a manual BP. I-try to check kung unsay blood pressure. So when you have a manual BP, ang pag-measure ana is yung first sound madungog ninyo and the last sound madungog ninyo. The first sound is your systolic and the last sound is your diastolic. Okay? So mao na ang style sa pag when you check the manual na siya na blood pressure. So just for fun, no? So kung hopefully that this will sa inyong screen madungog po ninyo yung sound, no? Hopefully okay, try nato, no? Try nato. Okay? So, ako ikaduha. Try nato ulit ha, para baka na yung iba na nanay idea kung asa dapit, no? So, first sound and last sound. First sound is your systolic, last sound is diastolic. Kung makuha nyo ang number, kung saan na siya. Okay. So ang diastolic ani is 124. Okay, 124. This is somewhere around here. So kita niyo yung mga linya dito, no? Kanina mga lines ani is always in even numbers na siya, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 0. Okay? So if a person says to you na gumamit siya ani, nagmanual siya, gumamit siya aning type of BP, niya sabi niya, uy, na in blood pressure nimo 125/80. Sabihin natin, huwag kang maniwala sa 125, no? You cannot say 125 here because atong basihanan is the lines, no? So ang pinakaduulan is 124. So 124 good. Nayuban na mga nurses and doctors and somebody who knows also mga blood pressure, baka sasabihin nila 124 pero sinabi niya 120. No, that should be accurate. If you want to be accurate, you make it kung ano yung nakita mo, that is the one that you're going to report. So possibly baka sasabihin ng isa, blood pressure more is 130 pero ang actual is around 140, no? So muragi round off ba? So that's not also proper, no? Rounding off is not the proper way of reporting. Kung unsay nakita mo 144, imaw na imong report po 144. So that should be the proper reporting, ha? So if somebody says now add numbers ang gigamit niya, add numbers is only good if you are doing your digital BP. Why problema? There's no problem with that. But if you are doing this manual, mas mayo as is yun na siya and in even numbers. Now, there are some also kanang sa digital BP, for those who are having their BP, no, ang usa mataas, sabihin natin 160, pero ang ubos is just 80, no? So 160, kung saan siya? Normal, abnormal? Based on our classification. Anybody? Normal, abnormal, ang 160 finding. Anybody?
Abnormal.
Abnormal, sir.
Abnormal. Okay.
Oh.
80 diastolic. Normal, abnormal? 80 diastolic. Normal, abnormal. O sabihin natin 70 pa. 70. Normal, abnormal?
Normal.
Normal. Okay. So may abnormal ka, may normal ka. What do you think? Normal ba imong blood pressure? 160/70? Normal or abnormal?
Abnormal.
Abnormal yapon, no? So if ever may isa na abnormal, ang usa normal, always go with the abnormal, no? Kahit na normal pa ang usa. But pwede mo balihon pod. 130 over 90. No, 90 is high, but 130 is normal. So or sabihin natin pre-hypertension, pero you don't need to sabihin natin normal na pod ang 130. So you go with the 90 na abnormal na siya. Okay, so most possibly you have to go to your doctor kung 130/90. Kung balik-balik na ka, pa-check up ka niya, 130/90 sige imong blood pressure, then better you go to your doctor and have it, baka kailangan mo na ng medication for that matter, no? Okay, marami pa akong experiment pero ay na lang kay taas-taas na po na. There are around 6 no? Pero it will take time on po, so sunod na lang. Kung napay sunod. Okay. Sige. Ari na ta sa, sorry, this should be this is the first man na to. So, I think, okay na si Roxanne? Roxanne, ready ka na? Sige.
Yes,
So,
Doc.
you have the floor. So, we already are going to the cooking and nutrition, no? Nutrition matters. Sige, naka-share ka na. Ako dito, akong stop and share. Then you can use the...
May iba sa dito, iba.
Ani, Moni? Pwede ba ako
Asa man to ang kon?
Don't forget na yung sa sound ha, when you share your screen, yung sound sa ubos sa left side, left lower side, you also i-check nimo para madungog yung sound.
Wait sa Wait siya.
For a while sa Doc, amo sang ko ano.
So, while waiting, no? So, okay na, Roxanne? Di pa? Okay, while waiting, kung pananglitan na may, if you are interested with the menu of Roxanne, no? Kanang may mga menu ng breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you can ask, no? Kung ano yung mga, paano ginawa niya, yung kanang marag recipe niya, no? So anyway, makikita man ninyo later on kung ano yung mga ingredients, pero the way that she cooked, how did she prepare and cook it. So by just visit the clinic, then ibibigay na lang sa inyo yung menu, yung recipe if you're interested. Sorry, walang sample because of time. Do you need help, Roxanne?
Di ko maumo.
Sorry, medyo may nagka-technical problem. Screen, sige. Eating right. So, Roxanne, i-on lang nimo,
Yes, Doc.
i-on na lang nimo imong
Kana?
yung mag-unmute na lang ka. So,
sige, Doc.
tingnan lang ko kung magpa-next na ka. I-open lang imong camera, Roxanne.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. I'm Roxanne May Arsabe, licensed nutritionist dietitian. So for today, I'll be talking about eating right with Pinggang Pinoy. Next, Doc, please. So April of every year is declared as Filipino Food Month or Buwan ng Kalutong Pilipino. So for this year's theme is Pagkaing Pilipino, Susi sa Pag-unlad at Pagbabago. Filipino Food Month is annually celebrated by virtue of Presidential Proclamation number 469 signed in 2018. It aims to appreciate, preserve, promote, and ensure the transmission of the vast Filipino culinary traditions and treasures to future generations, and to support the various industries, farmers, and agri-communities. Next. So what is Pinggang Pinoy? Pinggang Pinoy is the Filipino plate. It is a visual tool developed by the Food and Nutrition Research Institute of the Department of Science and Technology in collaboration with the World Health Organization, Department of Health, and the National Nutrition Council to help Filipinos acquire healthy eating habits. Next, Doc, please.
Relax lang, relaxan. Murag na, medyo nervous na ka.
Okay, Doc. So Pinggang Pinoy promotes a physically active lifestyle. So diet and exercise goes hand in hand. So dili pwede nga naa kay diet pero wala kay exercise. So wala siya, partner yun na silang duha. So it encourages Filipinos to eat less salty, fried, fatty, and sugar-rich foods to prevent chronic diseases. So what are the most common types of chronic diseases? These are cancer, heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and arthritis. So what are the benefits of Pinggang Pinoy? Pinggang Pinoy is easy to understand food guide, uses a familiar food plate model to convey the right food group proportions. It is a visual tool to help Filipinos adopt healthy eating habits at meal times. It delivers important dietary healthy lifestyle messages, and also it is a per meal basis to meet the body's energy and nutrient needs of Filipino adults. So per meal basis siya, so na siya breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and snacks. It also answers the questions of how much you should eat in one meal in order to be healthy. Next. Yes. Food items seen in the Pinggang Pinoy obtain relevant symbol. So as you can see in the picture, the meat portion depicts fish as it is a staple in any Filipino household and it is affordable. Then the banana represents the fruit portion as it is the most accessible type of fruit among Filipinos. So the grain portion is represented by a cup of rice. And the vegetable portion features malunggay, which is loaded with healthy nutrients and can be found almost anywhere in the country. So what are the components of Pinggang Pinoy? The three food groups go, grow, and glow, placed on the brim of the plate, the whole set accompanied by a glass of water, and is placed on top of a native hand-woven placemat to depict the roots of the Philippines. So go for energy-giving foods. Examples are rice, root crops, pasta, and other carbohydrate-rich food. Choose whole grains like brown rice, corn, whole wheat, and oatmeal. For the grow or bodybuilding foods, which is the fish, shellfish, lean meat, poultry, and eggs, and also beans and nuts, include fatty fish such as tuna and sardines in the diet 2 to 3 times a week, and also consume milk and milk products and other calcium-rich foods. So for the glow or the body regulating foods, enjoy a wide variety of fruits and vegetables. For water, drinks lots of water every day for adequate hydration. Limit intake of sugar-sweetened beverages to reduce the risk of obesity and tooth decay. So next up.
Next.
Next though. So Pinggang Pinoy has different icons for specific population groups. For adults, a traditional brown placemat, and for children 3 to 12 years old has a bright orange background to represent vitality, energy, and youth. So moni ang pangbata 3 to 12 years old. And for teens has a blue placemat to represent strength and coolness. And the red placemat for the elderly represents power and courage for appetite, and green for pregnant and lactating women that represents fertility and new life. There are differences in the serving sizes depending on age group. So lain-lain ang iyang serving sizes, pero ang iyang proportion sa glow, grow, and glow ay same ra gihapon. So next.
Next.
Yes, please. So mao ni siya ang how to fill up your plate for adults 19 to 59 years old. So as you can see, ang naka-difference ra ani niya is for go and glow foods. Kay nga naman, mas daghan ang serving sizes sa male kaysa female. Like sa cooked rice, 1 1/2 cup para sa male, and sa female is 1 cup of cooked rice. And sa glow foods, which are the vegetables, ang sa male kay 1 to 1/2 cups of cooked vegetables, then sa female kay 3 to 1/2 cup of cooked vegetables. So nganong mas daghan si male kaysa ni female? Kay si male mas dako siya, ay mas kuan ang iyang, mas taas siya sa height niya, mas daghan po siya og caloric needs kaysa women. Next, Doc, please. So when we translate the Pinggang Pinoy icon into an actual meal, the meal for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack should look like this. So pareha ganiha nga ang sa male kay 1 1/2 cup rice. So diri makita po nimo sa picture nga 1 1/2 cup rice jud ang sa male niya, sa female kay 1 cup rice ra. Same ra siya sa protein ug sa sa kuan niya vegetable, same ra ang male o ang female niya. Kinahanglan mo kaon gyapon tag snacks para ma-complete nimo ang imuhang caloric needs in a day. So sa water, mas daghan ang male kay lagi mas taas sila sa height niya. Mas daghan po sila caloric needs. Yeah, next Doc. Mag-show na di ay ko sa kuan Doc video presentation.
So, video na tayo or mo introduce ka pa?
Sige, so
Introduce na
So
lang.
na ako'y koan a little koan quick video presentation as an example of a one-day sample menu meal. So for breakfast, tortang talong, and for lunch, for AM snacks is peanut butter and banana toast, and for lunch is ginataang kalabasa with pork and sitaw. And for dinner is adobong kangkong with tofu.
Okay, sige. So, mag-video na tayo.
Yes, Doc.
Okay. Kita man mo akong explorer na.
Yes, Doc.
Okay ra?
For breakfast, tortang talong. Ingredients: 2 pieces of egg, 1 medium eggplant, a pinch of garlic powder, a pinch of salt, a dash of ground black pepper, and 3 tablespoons of canola oil. Directions: open the eggs into a bowl, then add salt, ground black pepper, and garlic powder. Then beat until ingredients are well blended. Use a fork to create tiny holes all over the eggplant. Cook the eggplant either by exposing it in fire or putting it in the oven until the skin gets burned. Let the eggplant cool down, then peel the skin. Arrange the eggplant on a plate, then gently mash using fork. Transfer the mashed eggplant into the bowl with the beaten egg. Meanwhile, heat the olive oil in a pan. When hot, pour the mixture into the pan. Cook in low to medium heat for 3 to 5 minutes. Flip the eggplant omelette after 3 to 5 minutes, then continue to cook for 3 minutes. When done, transfer to a serving plate. Snacks: peanut butter toast with banana. Directions: toast your bread to your liking. Cut bananas. Then spread your peanut butter on your toast. Place your sliced bananas on top of your peanut butter toast. For lunch, ginataang kalabasa with pork and sitaw. Ingredients: 2 tablespoons of cooking oil, 1 large sliced onion, 4 cloves of sliced garlic, 1 pound of thin sliced pork or belly, 1/2 teaspoon ground pepper, water as needed, 1 medium cube sliced kalabasa, 3 cups of coconut milk, salt to taste, and 1 bundle of sitaw cut into 2 inches. Heat a deep pan over medium heat and add cooking oil. Sauté onion and garlic and cook until soft and fragrant. You can also add tomatoes to your meal. Add slices of pork and cook until lightly brown for about 5 minutes while stirring occasionally. Season with ground pepper and add water. Bring into a quick boil and simmer until pork is tender for about 15 to 20 minutes over medium to low heat while stirring occasionally. Add more water as needed. Add kalabasa, stir to combine, and cook for about a minute. You can also add other desired ingredients. Stir the pot occasionally. Pour in coconut milk and stir gently. Simmer for about 10 minutes or until kalabasa is cooked through while stirring occasionally. Season with salt to taste. Add sitaw and simmer for an additional 2 minutes. Transfer in a serving bowl and serve while hot with steamed rice. Enjoy. Dinner. Adobong kangkong with tofu. Ingredients: 1 bunch of kangkong, 1.5 ounces of packaged firm tofu, 1/2 cup canola oil, 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce, 2 tablespoons of water, 1 teaspoon of sesame oil, 1 teaspoon of cornstarch, 1 small onion peeled and sliced thinly. Cut tofu into 1/2 inch cubes. Trim about 2 inches from the kangkong stalks. Cut kangkong and separate the sturdier stalks from the leaves. In a bowl, combine your oyster sauce, water, sesame oil, and cornstarch. Stir until well blended and set aside. Heat oil until hot. Add tofu and cook until golden and crispy. Add onions and cook until softened. Increase heat to high. Add oyster sauce mixture and cook until bubbly. Stir until thickened. Add sturdy stalks and cook until half done. Add kangkong leaves and cook, stirring regularly until tender yet crisp. Add tofu and stir until lightly coated with sauce. Season with salt and pepper to taste. Serve hot. Just take one meal at a time. Try to make the best choice possible for that meal.
Okay, sige. So we'll go back. Ato balik no sa Kenisha.
Yes, Doc,
na siya.
please.
So,
Sa-
unsa ito makuha ni from unahon natong breakfast no? What can we get? Anong mga nutrition nutrients na makuha nato from talong?
So for talong is a fruit. So si talong kay fruit siya, often considered a vegetable that is rich in many nutrients. Ang example ana kay folate, a B vitamin needed by the body to make DNA. Also, talong has antioxidants like vitamins A and C which help protect your cells against damage. So, si talong kay napon siya antioxidants para maka-help na to protect against different damages in the body. Also, it's also high in natural plant chemicals called polyphenols which may help cells do a better job of processing sugar if you have diabetes. So si talong kay pwede po ni siya sa mga naay diabetes.
Okay, murag po
Then,
palaya.
Oh, same sa ampalaya dyan daw. So, eggs also are the best form of protein, important for muscle growth and maintenance.
Okay, sunod.
Another nutrients found in eggs are vitamin B12 is an essential nutrient for nerve function. They also contain selenium and iodine needed for healthy thyroid function and immunity. So, okay po si eggs for thyroid function and immunity. So, an egg a day is okay. Okay, naamang mo ingon sa una nga kanang dili daw pwede ang itlog sa mga dili daw pwede ang itlog nga permentihon, but naay new studies nga na found na okay ra ang egg pero kausara sa usa ka adlaw. Depending na if na kay kuan na kay other underlying diseases na.
Okay. And additional lang na information no, yung B12 kasi kanang B12 usually we cannot get B12 from plant-based na kanang plant-based ba mga food from plants. There is no kung unsa wag yun na B12 mga plants. So we usually get that from animals, no, animal-based na siya. And the problem if you are in a vegan diet, B12 mao na yung problema nimo ang B12. So you have to take it from another source, like you take it from as tablet. Usually tablet na lang kita para kay wa makailaing choice kung if you are not eating animals, animal based na food. So mao na ang problema sa people who are taking or practicing vegan diet. Vegan meaning vegetables lang or plant based na sila na pagkaon. Okay? Sige. Arenta sa snacks?
Yes, Doc.
Okay, so unsa na sa banana? What do
One
we get
ingredient,
from banana?
bananas are a good source of fiber, vitamin C, and potassium. So potassium is a mineral that is important for controlling the body's fluid balance. It is also needed for muscle contraction, transmission of nerve impulses, and the proper functioning of the body's heart and kidneys. Potassium helps regulate water balance and blood pressure in cells together with other minerals like sodium, calcium, and magnesium. So maayo si banana for blood pressure. Ripe bananas relieves diarrhea, whereas the unripe banana relieves constipation. Banana is highly recommended for patients suffering from high blood pressure because of its potassium content. The fresh leaves of banana are also used as bedspreads for bedridden patients to avoid bed sores.
Masay maayong banana, lakatan o tundan?
Tanan man Dok, maayo gud ang
So wala
banana.
tay specific kay na iba na maganahan lakatan, na uban tundan.
Oh, depende
there's
na siya sa preference sa nimo kung sa imong ganahan yun.
Pero more or less ang ilang ang ilang nutrition is the same. So walang
Yes.
change, walang difference. Okay, peanut butter na kunoy ang sana.
Okay, peanut butter provides a good amount of protein along with essential vitamins and minerals such as magnesium, potassium, and zinc. Magnesium is essential for health, playing a role in over 300 processes in the body. Potassium helps maintain the health of the kidneys, bones, and cardiovascular system, and it may help manage blood pressure. Zinc is for immunity, protein synthesis, and DNA formation. So si peanut butter has a good amount of protein. So pwede dyan siya pang snacks, pang smoothies.
Yes, problema lang sa peanut butter.
Question.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Kanibang sa banana, Dok, doon na ba ni ang uban magod mo di sa one day mo limit yung gas banana mo kay moabot og 5 ka banana. Is it okay?
Okay naman, sir.
No.
Ako, unlimited. Okay naman, di ba? Ikaw, how about you, Roxanne? Ano sa recommendation mo?
Kanang mukuan man ta og kanang variety, dapat naman tay moderation, variety, and balance. So dili sad maayo nga banana ra jud ka whole day nga usa ra imong imong fruits.
mahimo kag kanang
Budgetary constraint man ta.
Oh, so kinala na jud tay laing fruits food, di lang kay banana ra ka whole week, banana ra ka every day.
Pulan pud kana. Pulan
Oh,
pud ka.
pulan.
Hindi, ang gwapo gyud is colorful ang imong
Oh, murag it
pagkaon.
a rainbow ba? It a rainbow. So daghang colors.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
So
okay. Thank you, thank you.
sige, so yung
Okay.
ang problem with peanut butter also, if you are allergic to peanuts, so hindi ka pwede
Yeah.
sa peanut butter. Yun, that should be always considered kay daghan man. I don't know sa Pilipino, pero mostly kanang mga puti, they are very
Yes.
very kanang problema gyud ng peanut sa ila,
Yes.
kanang peanut allergy. Okay? Sige, ano pa? Wala na?
Wala na daw.
Arito sa lunch. So what?
Yeah. So kalabasa or squash is rich source of beta carotene, which is good for the eyes, while coconut milk is rich in copper, which aids in the red blood cell production and absorption of iron. Sitaw is a good source of calcium and phosphorus for strong bones and teeth. Pork is a great source for protein. It is also a great source for B vitamins and minerals like phosphorus and selenium. So, abundance siya, kani siya nga meal, abundance siya of vitamins and minerals, which is good
Okay.
for you, sir.
Sige, so kanang beta carotene, that's the yellowish part of the kalabasa or any yellowish, no,
Oh.
na, and also yung sa carrot, di ba? That's why you call
Yes.
that carotene, the orange part. Now, why is it good for the eyes? Naiuban musulti na, uy, kumukaon kag vitamin A, beta carotene, murag ang imong mata mahimo nag ma-clear pa gyud, no, kung di kay clear karon or clear mas clear pa kuno. It's actually no the reason why it's good because it's for the what you call the adaptation of for the night during night time. So kung pananglitan gikan ka sa light na daghan light, no, then you go out in a very dark area, then so your eyes needs to adjust pa. So if you have a very low vitamin A, carotene na levels sa imong body, magdugay pa gyud na mo-adjust ay imong mata sa darkness. So mao ni ang iyang maayong benefit ba? Ang benefit for if you have a very good level of so be careful lang also, no, because if you have a very high yung kanang taas kayo imong vitamin A, it usually it goes beyond 10,000 international units. What will happen is your liver, magpo-problema ka sa liver because vitamin A is what you call a fat-soluble vitamin. And the only way you can absorb fat-soluble vitamin is to take in fats, also oil. So that's the reason why very important if you're taking mga vitamin A, na you also drink your vitamin A tablets or gel caps with your food para at least ma-absorb yung vitamin A nimo. Okay? So that's the sa vitamin A. Yung coconut milk, I know, kung saan yung difference sa coconut, kung saan meaning coconut milk, you get that from coconut na yung may process pa yan.
Oh, di ka nang imo jud siyang gipuga, dok ba?
Agipuga. So that's the milk of the coconut. Okay. Mao na yung puti.
Oh, kana.
Okay, sige. Okay, next. Ito, tapos na, no? So we go to the dinner part na.
Yes, please. So for dinner, I adobong kangkong with tofu. So this is kanang mo ni akong example, instead of magsige lang sa kag meat every day or mahal na si meat niya, mahal na pud si kuan ron si fish. So consider meatless meals. Plant-based proteins are highly nutritious and generally more affordable than meats and fish. So the nutrients in kangkong is almost equal to milk, banana, and orange. It can reduce blood pressure, gives immunity to cancer, improve vision, and boost immunity and treat skin diseases. Kangkong is a rich source of various vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. It also contains potassium and iron. Since it grows and thrives in a semi-aquatic environment, it also provides a lot of electrolytes. Another notable health benefit of kangkong is for the prevention of constipation because it is highly fibrous and aids in bowel movement. So, tabangan ka ni kangkong magka-poop every day. Yeah, tofu or tokwa is more affordable than meat, but what's great about it that it can be just as filling and tasty as meat recipes. Tofu or tokwa is a plant-based protein made from soybeans that contain iron and calcium. Iron helps transport oxygen around the body, and calcium is vital for healthy bones and teeth.
Okay,
So,
sige. So, sige. Continue. Napakailan.
So si tofu maka-help po siya for healthy bones and teeth para ining katiguang nimo dili ka dali ma-osteoporotic. That's all.
Yeah. Okay. Sige. So with what do you call this? Iron. Okay. Sa akong comment lang ako sa iron, no. So iron, the best source of iron is meat, no, because you can get iron meat 100% absorption, good na, almost 100%. So if you really have a problem with iron level nimo sa lawas, especially women who are menstruating, so if you like to get it from food, meat gud ang inyong kwaon. Pero if you don't like meat, or most of the time you eat meat, you don't like to eat most of the time meat. So if you like plant-based, you can get iron from your vegetables, yung green leafy vegetables. But the problem with that is that only half of the iron from your plant can be absorbed. So that's the reason why mas maayo ang meat if you want to take if you want to get iron, no, sa pagkaon. Unya kanang sa pailain yung kanang fiber, no. So kanang fiber, fiber has it has two kinds, no. There are two kinds of fiber, the soluble and insoluble, no. So kanang soluble fiber, that's very very important for our gut bacteria, ang kana atong good bacteria sa atong within our intestine, especially the large intestine. So kanang gut bacteria, this is very, actually may mga studies na karon regarding gut bacteria that it can influence our thinking, our cognitive function, ang atong brain function, that they have a very important also sa immunity, no. So that's the reason why fiber is a very important. And how much fiber do you need? Actually, maabot yan ng 25 grams. And if you want to, sa mga babae, 25. Ang sa mga lalaki ay more than 25 grams ang kailangan. And that's, if you want to know, if you want to, and usually gamay ragid ato makuha na, nakukuha na fiber from the food that we eat. That's the reason some people need to take fiber supplements, no, yung kana mga fibrosine and others kay sorry, I forgot what's the name, pero I am not sure kung fibrosine yun ang name ana, no. Pero fiber is very important for the food kay siya po, especially insoluble fiber. Insoluble meaning hindi na digest yan, hindi na, actually that's not digestion, sorry. Hindi yan na-absorb sa lawas, lumalabas pa rin yan sa imong poo, no, sa imong feces, yung insoluble. And that's kaning insoluble fiber cleans out, no, it cleans out yung kanang it stops the absorption, no, sa mga excess salt, excess sugar. And again, with the soluble fiber, kinakain niya ng gut bacteria natin yung soluble. So that's very important for our digestion, no, kaning fiber. So actually, if you really, kung in reality, no, gamay ra gyud ang atong, when we eat fibers with food with fibers, gamay ra gyud. So we have to eat especially fruits, no. Importante po ng fruits because fruits has a very high fiber content, especially kaning mga mangga, yung bananas and other, no? Ganang, that should be part of our snacks, and also not only snacks but also dessert, ng dessert natin sa after eating lunch or breakfast or dinner. Okay? So yan. Okay, thank you. Salamat. Do you have any other? Roxanne? Napa?
That's all, Doc.
Okay, salamat. Sige, so maabot rin tayo ng 2 hours, no? I thought na maabot na ng 1 hour. Medyo nagudugay po sa yung kanang atong kanisang report na ko. Sige, salamat. Thank you, Roxanne. Okay, sige.
Thank
So, before we finish, no, baka may other questions pa kayo? Do you have sa atong mga participants karon? Do you have other questions, or could be you have some safety reports that you want to raise karon? Anybody? O baka na gusto niyo na umuwi, mo out na kay hapit naman, 4:00 naman. Anybody? Questions, reactions, comments?
Ang
Regarding-
opening ni Doc ganina ko
None, Doc.
Yes, sir.
Doc,
Yes, sir.
sa presentation sa mga kaning vegetables, wala lagi ko ka bantes kamunggay nga kaning kamunggay mo man gipanghambog nga daghang benefits kay ka provide.
Oh.
Wala
Ay.
lagi mo provide ang atong nutritionist si Miss Roxanne.
Okay. O baka yung sige. Unsa, Roxanne?
Pwede lang mo siya incorporate sa bisag unsa nga kuan, sir, recipes.
So kanang imong menu na doon sa lunch or dinner, pwede i-include po ng
Pwede na i-include si malunggay.
balunggay kahit na wala dyan sa atong
Wala lang.
recipe.
Any portion sa meals na to. May mong
Pwede na
breakfast,
yun.
lunch or
Yes,
So,
sir.
okay. Thank you.
So actually that's a versatile food, no? I think kung sa food supplement pa na moringa man ang tawag nila, anak.
Oh.
Moringa.
Yes.
Yes, moringa.
So very versatile na. That's what I remember sa una when we had our internship pa na ako na sa medical school na we had our food murag food distribution ba sa mga indigents. Then nagluto kami mostly, kanang luto namin is kamunggay plus fish, no? Then halo-halo na yung menu namo ang recipe. Then that's what we distributed, no, with our indigent na sa community. Okay? So meron pang iba? Any other? Most possibly if you want sa another presentation of our nutritionist, baka hopefully by next month. I'm not sure sa next month kay meron pa I think we have mga activities, no, other activities. So I'm not sure kung madayon ng atong meeting next month kay I think Sir Armand, di ba meron tayong scheduled na activities for managers sa May 23 to 27 yung sa civil service, I think.
Yes, we sa civil service, Doc, wako ka hinumdum ato sa pizza, but we have 8 days activity
Yes,
sa
sir.
CSI.
So final na yon. Final na ang schedule.
Yes, final na to siya.
Okay, sige. So tanaw na nato, no? I'm not sure. So probably we can reschedule that one on the first week of June kung hindi tayo pwede sa last week of May. If you have
Yes,
yes sir. If you have
yes, Doc, importante kayo ni about
yes sir.
nutrition. This is very important topic also to
Yes, sir.
remind our personnel on how to take care of themselves sa ilang daily food intake nga food.
Yes, sir. So if you have suggestions, our safety coordinators, no, if you have suggestions to the topics that you want to know, no, sa amo, don't hesitate to contact us, no. Anybody sa medical, so we can
Ang imo buhat
can
at maybe
prepare.
mo teacher nga you children you draw chicken.
Unsa sir? Sige, okay. Sige, so it's already 4 o'clock. Salamat. If there are no other, I will just ask na lang kung kinsay ni abot na late sila. Anybody na late sa among our safety coordinators para ako lang i-note na lang dire.
Villahermosa, Doc.
Anong kadyota? GSD. Okay. Anybody else?
OGM, Doc.
OGM, si Miss Naomi.
Cheryl Polos, Doc.
Okay. Ikaw ang safety coordinator or si Ma'am Naomi?
Miss Naomi, Doc, attending on behalf.
Okay. Sige. Anybody else?
Collection din, Doc.
Collection.
Collection, Kisha Castro, in behalf of Nino Nakwa.
Okay. Sige, thank you. Napailain?
Jason, Doc, na late ko ganina, Doc.
Okay,
Jason.
Jason. Okay.
Doc?
DPD. Yes. Kinsa man.
Na-chat from property si Miss.
Okay. Ajata.
Wala man siya yung mic.
Sige, ako i-check na chat. Question?
Dili, Doc. Present daw siya, wala lang siya yung mic.
Sige, si Ryan Erma. Ako lang check operations, Ryan Erma. Si Pailain. Nathaniel Alcares. Okay, Cherry
Good
Paul.
afternoon, Doc.
Yes.
Ako ni in behalf ni Sir Ryan, kay na siya training.
Okay, sige. Kaylin, Jugan,
Yes,
Pugan.
On behalf of her.
Kaysa nung Doc Present ako.
Doc, on behalf of Ito, Doc,
Yes.
Sir Kirk, this is Rioni Claros, Doc.
On behalf of
Ito, Sir, Doc.
Itot. Okay,
Yes.
sige.
This
Si
is
Ma'am
Rioni
Miss
Claros.
Gisa, nakita ko yung face ni Ma'am Miss Gisa. So,
Good afternoon, Doc.
Yes, good afternoon. Noted na. Who else? Napailain? Mechanical na naman, mechanical. Wala na? Okay. Okay, sige. So, salamat sa tanan.
Present
So,
mechanical, Doc.
mechanical, ako nang nana, akong i-acknowledge na kita. Sige, thank you. So thank you very much and I hope na you learned something today, no? So doon sa atong BP and also doon sa ating nutrition. And so again, if you have any suggestions kung sa inyong ganahan, not only health related, no, safety related also, possibly by next time, ako present si Melanie, si Claudine, no, regarding ergonomics, computer, how to properly sa computer ba your lawas, unsang pag-position sa lawas para di magkasakit, no. It could be other. So if you have other suggestions, don't hesitate, no. We will try to limit into 2 only, pero sometimes mahaba rin ating discussion, so it can go up to 2 hours. No, pero we're trying to make it less than 2 hours. Okay? Sige, so without further other matters, so thank you, salamat sa tanan, and good afternoon.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you very much, Doc.
Salamat.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Doc.
Thank you.
Goodbye, world.